Yo, we got some good news about Naraka. Now I gotta state right away, if you're not excited for this game, you should be. This game is cool as hell, it's got good combat, it's intense as hell. Gotta check it out when it comes out. Now I do want to go ahead and state too that they've also stated that they are working on a console version of the game, so it's possible that maybe, hopefully, it's cross compatible and this game will actually have a healthy player base for a long time, or maybe it won't be compatible and it won't have a healthy player base. We don't know yet. However, what we do know is that the game will be released in the summer of 2021, so we have something to look forward to this summer. Now I know that they're trying their hardest to get a test out for people like me, like the Forerunners, which is like the YouTube program or content creator program. Hopefully we can get some kind of test going so I can make some guides on the game, because I don't want to just make guides from the get-go right now, because things are subject to change. But there's like a lot of like micro details to know, and then there's some super hardcore details to know, because from the outside looking in, this game just kind of looks like a hack and slash, and hopefully you get a kill, but there's a lot to the game, and I feel like if you don't understand what those mechanics are, it's just not going to be appealing for you. However, the combat looks cool on screen, but again, like I said, it just looks like a hack and slash fest. Now, one thing to state though is that they did have a post with this tweet as well, so we're going to go ahead and read that off, and then obviously I'm going to give you my thoughts on that as well. Now the first thing on here, it did state that in 2020 we had our very first beta in North America and Asia, where they had the chance to showcase 2 modes, 6 characters, 10 weapons, and they also had over 30,000 players. And your love and support for Naraka Bladepoint has been one of the greatest presents to us in this turbulent year, but the best is yet to come. Now, before we jump into the other stuff, one thing I gotta state is that the North American beta went very well, and for those who didn't know, I did get to top 10, not to like do a weird flex or anything like that, but to mainly showcase like, hey, like I played a fuck ton of this game from the start of beta all the way to the end of the beta, and we had a lot of other people who were in like the top 20, top 30 that were doing the exact same thing, and I think all of us could probably agree on that the game felt extremely janky when you first jump into it, and I think from the outside looking in, it probably looks a little janky. However, when you play the game yourself and you finally learn the ins and outs of the combat, you learn the little secrets, you learn the tech, you know what I mean? The game becomes very fluid, and you know what you fucked up on, or you know the mistakes you were causing for yourself. The only thing that I think was kind of an issue was the parry system. It was good when it works, and then there's times where it should have worked, but it seems like there was like a latency issue, because there were certain people that you could tell like they had some like latency weirdness to them, and you would try to parry them and the parry just didn't do anything, but you did it at the right moment. You know you did it at the right moment, but it just didn't connect. So that's a problem I had with certain people I was fighting, and there's obviously a weird netcode latency thing with that. But at the end of the day, maybe I was just bad, because I know the parry timing is extremely tight, and I think a lot of people were talking about that too. But other than that, the combat itself, the clashing and everything like that worked well. And same with the ranged weapons, like I had no problems with those. If I got outplayed, I got outplayed, and if I was outplaying somebody, I could tell I was outplaying them. So, you know, in terms of playing this game and it feeling like a hack and slashy game, you're not going to have that, trust me. Now, moving on to the other part of the post, they say that there's going to be more content, including 3v3s, which I'm excited for, dueling, which I'm excited for, 100 player BR, something to keep in mind. We were playing at 60 players originally, so having 100 player BR is kind of a big step up. Hopefully that does go fluidly, and hopefully it plays well. And then they're also thinking about adding PvE. Now, for me, PvE is kind of one of those things where I'm like, it could be good, but it could be bad. So I don't really know, because if you know the nature of this channel, I'm all about PvP. PvE content in games is either a huge hit or it's a huge fucking miss for me. So hopefully they get it right and it appeals to me, but if not, then I probably just won't ever touch PvE, and I think that's going to go for a lot of people. However, if this is like a story based, lore based type of PvE factor, so you can kind of learn more about the characters, then I'm more down with that, because some of these characters have cool looks in terms of outfits and costumes. However, we don't know anything about them. We know like the little small text that they give us, but we know nothing else. So if this is lore based, I'm down. However, again, if it's not, then I'm just going to be kind of They also talk about the map is going to be renovated, and they also say that there's going to be a new melee weapon introduced and multiple new characters. So there we go, baby. And I think some of these characters have already been made, because I already remember seeing Matari, which is the invisibility chick that can also teleport. She's the one that was killing the samurai guy. He looked like he was a Kinsei from fucking For Honor, dude, with the white little headpiece in the holdout. Dude, I was like, what the fuck? So whenever that character comes out, I'm maining that guy. Just letting you know, you're about to get Way of the Samurai out here. I'm just letting you know that. You're about to get fucked. Anyways, they also talk about better performance, which is something that a lot of people are looking forward to. I didn't have performance issues, but who knows? I know a lot of people were playing on laptops. I know people were playing on like low tier PCs, high tier PCs. So the spectrum is all over the place right now. But I think for a baseline, I do have a 1060 6GB, and I also have a i5-8400. A big thing to note though is I don't record on my PC. I have a separate PC for that. So I don't know. I know a lot of people do tend to record on the same PC that they're playing, which will always cause issues. Now, there are other features coming along with this performance part of the text. They talk about better graphics with more stable FPS, more gorgeous visual effects, optimized sound effects, voice lines of characters. They also talk about, with the help of Unity and NVIDIA, Naraka Bladepoint will also be supporting DLSS, HDR, DirectX 12, and other technologies, which I didn't know this game was made on Unity. Most games that I know that run on Unity are pretty other than like Escape from Tarkov. So to know that this is made from Unity is kind of like, oh shit, this game is kind of no joke now. That's crazy. They also talk about a more sophisticated soul gem system. If you didn't play this game, or you were still trying to get the hang of this game, soul gems are basically the ways to increase character stats. Now they're stating that it won't only increase character stats, but it'll also enhance or even change their skills, providing more possibilities of character builds for players. Now, the soul gem system as it was in beta was very hard to understand. There was so much to collect, and there really wasn't a tutorial explaining them. So hopefully there's just a tutorial made trying to explain them a little bit further. But the soul jade system was perfectly fine. It's basically similar to collecting armor, or actually a better comparison would be more like when you're creating items in a MOBA. You know how you start getting more attack speed or more movement speed or more mana. This is basically the same thing, except for instead of creating an entire item, you're just getting little pieces, and those pieces give you the same effect. So it's really not that hard to understand. However, it would have been cool to have, you know, the names of the soul jades and just like an explanation of them somewhere in like a tutorial, or maybe in some help page or something like that, because starting off I didn't know what the fuck those were. I was collecting them and didn't know what effect I was really getting until I sat down and like actually read it, but I was also in game wasting time doing that. So I would just like to have more information before jumping in, but it is what it is. It was perfectly fine. But yeah, for the most part, that's basically it. I'm looking forward to Naraka Bladepoint. And again, if you're not looking forward to this game, or you don't know anything about it, start looking up videos, start getting hyped, because this game is really fun, really sick. And so far there's no price tag, so that's always exciting as well. I think they're going to go the route of skins on skins on skins, but a free game, because they already have skins for characters, they already have weapon skins in the game, and little accessories you can put on your character. So obviously that's going to be the route they go, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't think there's anything else they could do to screw the game up. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing they could do is like sell weapons that have effects, like damaging effects, but I doubt they would do that, because that would just kill the integrity of the game. I know games have done that in the past, but this is more of a newer company coming out of nowhere with a new game. You know what I mean? So your reputation is everything right now. So hopefully they just do smart moves on smart moves. And so far they really care about feedback. They really care about their community. And if you haven't joined the Discord, I'll leave a link down in the description for their Discord, and I'll also leave a link down to my Discord in case you want to join that. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you're looking forward to Naraka Bladepoint, because I know I am. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay frosty, and there's more to come. Peace.